Hey guys, it's Clint. I want to just jump right into this and not ramble. Okay, we're going for it. This is my third time recording this because of rambling. All right, so I saw this posted the other day. This is the top 25 crowdfunded comics, and they've combined, books sold on Indiegogo on multiple campaigns combined for the same book. Greedy campaigns are still active. Okay, so that's why Cyberfrog is at the top here, because it's 3 Cyberfrog campaigns. You get the idea. And then a lot of these are still active. They're in the in-demand phase. This is an impressive lineup. These are a lot of books that I've either personally backed or I'd love to back. I've also backed a ton of smaller campaigns that have not made this list of 55,000, almost 65,000 at minimum. So I have noticed in a huge number of crowdfunded campaigns that get onto Indiegogo, and they're just everywhere. And they're books that I want too. Some books that I don't want, but they're everywhere. And there was this perception going around. I've heard people say it, especially people that are antagonistic toward indie comics, that it was some kind of gold rush or some kind of grift, and you could just put a book up and everybody would back it, and it didn't matter if you put any forethought into it whatsoever or anything. Like, you could just launch a book and you would be wildly successful. Now, that's just not true. I've seen that time and time again, especially over this summer. There are a lot of campaigns that get launched, and I see them going down, and it's not my place to say, but I know that they're not prepared. They haven't done the marketing beforehand or a few other things they haven't done, and so they launch and they're underwhelmed by the success of their campaign. Now, a lot of these campaigns are still getting funded because there's just a market for comics, good comics, but you're not getting $55,000 or more. It's just, most people aren't doing that. So ideally, for me as a reader and as a consumer, I feel like there needs to be some kind of release schedule. Now, trying to organize a release schedule with every campaign is a fool's errand, and I'm not going to try and do that. But what I do want to do is have my own release schedule, so you know what is coming around the corner. The problem is things happen and you don't always know. And so if you are promising dates that things are going to be released and it's not happening, people may be upset or disappointed. But at least I think I can give you an idea of the time of year. That's the goal right now anyway. So things have been changing up a little bit for me, and I've been trying to figure out what my 2020 year is going to look like, because what I don't want to do is saturate the market with books. What I want to do is have a book or two that is so great and it's something that everybody wants and must have. That's what I feel like is separating most campaigns from those top 25 campaigns. They are campaigns that everybody wants to have. So I'm playing with this idea, and that is launching Downcast 2, because we're ahead of schedule, and it looks like we're going to be going to the printer sometime in October. I don't want to promise anything, barring something terrible happening, but the rate of work going through the interior art has increased, and the quality has been fantastic. I'm so pleased with the pages I've been seeing getting in. We're about 72% finished. I've been considering actually launching the campaign earlier, launching it before the end of the year. I don't know, this might be a terrible idea. But one of the big reasons why you don't see a lot of crowdfunding comics at the end of the year is because of taxes. Because if you get this big influx of money, like so far Downcast has made 30 grand. I don't want to pay taxes on 30 grand because the most of that money is not going to me. It's actually going into the book. I'm probably only going to make about somewhere between $4,000 and $5,500 out of that $30,000 campaign, and all of that money is going to be reinvested into the next campaign. So to make another 30 grand sometime before the end of the year and then have to pay taxes on it would be murder. So I'm talking to an accountant. I'm trying to figure out if there's a doable strategy, get the expenses taken care of before the end of the year so it doesn't kill me on taxes. So we're going to get a little bit more into that. But what this would do is this would allow me and open up to the year 2020 to be a little bit more focused. Downcast would be in your hands. Downcast 2 would be in your hands at the beginning-ish of the year. And so just having that completed story arc out there, I feel like it's just good. It's a good thing. And then I want to focus on, I told you I've got that book with Charlie Snogan. And if you've seen some of his art, I probably should have pulled some up. It looks fantastic. And this is seriously professional level, top 25 books must have kind of stuff. So basically the goal is not to flood the market, but just to give you a book that you really, really want. So I asked actually people here on Twitter if I'm considering launching Downcast 2 a little bit sooner than I had thought. Any ideas for perks that you'd like to see? I got a lot of great suggestions and some kind of even surprising suggestions. A lot of other good ideas. People were saying do like little statues, do a making of book, do trading cards, bookmarks, all sorts of ideas. So I'm going to be thinking about that a little bit. And then here's one, man, this was a really great point. How about making a perk called how to budget for all the crowdfunded comics you want? I hear you, man. That is my same problem. This is why I don't want to be flooding the bookshelf just like Marvel is doing. So these are the books they have for September 4th. This is just 1 week out of the entire month, out of the entire year. And they've got 21 titles, 21 books coming out. This list is almost as big as the list here of the top 25 Indiegogo campaigns. That's a lot of books that they're trying to sell. Now I'm still trying to figure out what the size of the comic book market really is. I'm not sure yet that I know the answer to that question, especially because crowdfunding is an even smaller subsection of that market. But I'm pretty sure that Marvel Comics is flooding the market because everybody's been suffering over it. So that's too many books, in my opinion. That's too many titles for 1 week out of the year. I don't want to do that. That's not the goal. Okay, taking a look over, we're jumping over to Indiegogo to look at the books that are out right now. The difference is, too, you're not getting these once out in the year. So if I look through these campaigns, this is the trending list. A lot of actually really great looking campaigns, but what you're not seeing are those top 25 numbers. If I scroll down, so far, She is the biggest book. Oh, there we go. Replicators at 13,000. Okay, that book's ended. Why do they put ended ones on the... I don't know what you guys did to stay on the front page, but great job. But you get the idea. There's not a gold rush. What there is there are probably more opportunities, certainly more opportunities for new creators getting their books out there, getting them funded so that they can publish the thing. But in order to make a substantial addition to the market, it just takes a little bit more than putting your book up. All right, so getting into release schedules a bit. There's a lot of information out there on crowdfunding comics and when is the best time of year to be crowdfunding books, when's not a good time of year to be crowdfunding books. This is a Google search for crowdfunding and fundraising, and basically they showed you how much interest, how much that people are actually looking those things up for the year. And the blue line, if you see it very well, is crowdfunding, and you'll notice that it kind of slowly moves down across the year, and it's especially bad at the end of December and then into January. It really, really drops. And then it pops back up again for the beginning of the year and kind of, getting into February, I guess it's a little bit higher. And then there is a spike between May and June. That is the highest. Now, I'm considering, in order to get books out and have a nice 2020, it just would be a lot more convenient for me personally if I could launch Downcast 2 before the end of the year. I'd love to know, by the way, what your thoughts are. What's happening, though, is if you're launching in late October into November, the numbers of people that are actually searching for crowdfunding is lower. Now, this is a correlation, but is it causation? Is this because crowdfunding is just people aren't interested in crowdfunding, or is it because there are fewer crowdfunded projects that are out there? I don't know the answer to these questions. I'm going to do even more reading on it. But if I optimize everything else, absolutely everything else, I wonder if it's doable, even as just an experiment. Now, because Downcast has been successful as it has been, I'm going to have enough profit to just finance at least most of the creation of it up front. And so literally as soon as we're done with interior pages on the first book, and I've turned around to work with lettering and the printer and all that, Nacho is going to be starting on Downcast number 2. He's just jumping right into it. He already knows the characters, all that stuff. He's just going to go ahead and start making pages. So I'll keep you posted. Essentially, though, what I'm trying to say is that I want to make this year the foundational year for the rest of comics creation for me. I want to try and listen to you and find out exactly what it is that you want. I feel like it's important to have a body of work. Downcast is that body of work that can really demonstrate how much good I'm able to put into comics and my creative team, and be able to give you what you want. 2020, I want to be the year. I think it can be, but obviously with your help and with your feedback. So let me know what you think. I hope that this wasn't all over the place, but this is what's going on my mind, and kind of just an update video, I guess. So let me know for sure if you have ideas for other perks for Downcast. Am I stupid to launch it before the end of the year, or should I just wait until next year? And thank you very much. I'll see you next time.